We both work in AFRY company, which is an international company with more than 16,000 designers, and a mother company in Sweden. We are innovative, transparent, and sustainable. That's what you are going to see at our web pages. There's a reference to LinkedIn, and I would like to introduce you a real pilot project, because it was really commissioned to BIM, and a rate and ABAP document were supposed to be created, and also communication through CDE. And we do have an infrastructure for data standard, state fund for data infrastructure, so we really needed to find a way how to process the non-graphical information according to the client's specification. When we look at those 3 or 4 areas, in order to be able to say that the project was processed through BIM, we need to have the documentation, 3D documentation, non-graphical information processed through BIM, and the output needs to be always in IFC format and according to the data standard of the state infrastructure fund. AFRY is one of the suppliers, it's one of the authors of the data standard. Of course, you need to have BIM execution plan or BIM protocol, and we should communicate through the common data environment. Once you are going to check whether a public project was implemented via BIM or with BIM, then you need to tick all those boxes. This was a road in Travilan inside of the municipality, and there was a reconstruction of existing of a roundabout and building up a new one. And that Civil 3D software was used, and we used additional structures there that was supplied by a specific company, but first we needed to build the knowledge inside of our company. The communication with the director of highways was organized through CDE Connect, and you see demolitions, networks, if we knew the location, and the new communication plus the roundabouts were to take into consideration the existing infrastructure and utility networks. And we see individual parts of the project according to the data standard. We can validate the data in Trimble Connect environment that come from data standard with the real volumes of the objects, and we do cross checks. We have created the web, and those entities like the director of the highways and other involved actors do have certain given structure of their documents, and we communicated with the client and us as designers relatively intensely, I may say. What was very important was the audit footprint with CDE, and this is one of the advantages of CDE. You have all the data in one place. Currently, we are trying to deal with the international classification and the linking to international classification, and Proconom company solution is what we use in this project. And I'd like to hand it over to my colleague. This is our internal pilot project, how the bridges are designed. I work in a Prague branch of AFRY, and I would like to introduce you to alternative approach to design of construction of structures, and this is parametric design. It is use of Dynamo or Grasshopper programs. First, we need to understand what it means and what it is. Computational design is a very important notion for us, and that is alternative solution or design. We don't have 2D drawings, but we create machine algorithms that are interconnected and that create the structure as a whole or its individual components. And each individual script is defined via graphical programming, which is this type of programming that may be more favorable for and more understandable for an ordinary designer. Each script has a goal, certain inputs and the body, and then the outputs. And if the algorithm or script is rightly written, then the advantage of a script is that we can change the inputs and the structure changes life. And then an example would be that I change the width of the structure, and then adequately all the other components are adjusted and changed. The purpose of this script is actually up to us, and of course we need to adjust the script accordingly to our needs and wishes. Why do I say that? In our department we are trying to get ready for the BIM projects and workflow, and we are trying to be one step ahead of a curve, and we want to be ready and able to work with those BIM projects very efficiently and in high quality. And what seems to be the most efficient, even though it's not perfect, is to use the 3 levels of program. We always have certain inputs that don't need to be BIM inputs or IFC inputs, but we can work with such inputs that are used normally, like Civil 3D or other formats. This input, it is a 3D axis of communication that we link the bridge to. Then there is a primary software we use that allows us to model the structure, and we haven't opted for construction software but modeling software because it doesn't limit us in complicated shapes. It doesn't tell us what we need to do. We need to teach it what it should do, but we can get more information out of it or make our life easier. Then we have secondary software. In our case, it's Téma structures, and there's a great plugin into Rena and LifeLink, and we can keep the parameters, and we can actually rewrite the module that was created into Téma module with while we keep the parameters, and at the same time we can kind of shape the 3D version or IFC format. That should be our goal and target. And the third level of software is CDE, Trimble Connect in our case. When it comes to developing a module, that is the funniest part of the whole process. We have 2 options. First, and that is more common, is critical the structure with the help of lines in the space. But what's more interesting for us is to use the computational design, where we create scripts that actually represent part of the structure. And what shows to be very efficient is to combine graphical and non-graphical programming. You can simplify the process, and then the colleagues that do programming but are not good at making scripts can pre-use it. So we can create a script, and then the script is reused again, and we just modify the inputs. When it comes to drawings, there's no rocket science here. Currently, we do drawings from 3D modeling models. We do a cut on the structure, and then of course we need to describe it. Currently, we need to enter technical parameters as well. We need to do dimensioning, but how this will change in the future. We can load the structure into the system. We can change the individual items of reinforcement, and also change the difference and play with the scenarios. Next is IFC format creation. We use native exporters. We can set the level of detail. You see very detailed railing here. And of course, in the export, you need to add it or combine it with data export. I'm not saying that it's a constant, but it's different for each and every project. Of course, the railways and the roads have different standards for international standards, for international partners as well. So there is always a possibility of modifying the standard from our side and also to adapt it to the needs. And this is a bonus video that was prepared in VR, and this is kind of a demo. We did in Trimble Holland 1. This is Trimble Holland G, because we believe that the efficiency is in getting rid of drawings where it is possible, because the drawings are nationally specific, whereas the information modules are international. This is a module we developed with Norwegians. We communicated via CDE. In the upper part, you see the typical Norwegian type of railing, and they are very digitalized. And we believe that this is. I'm not sure how is the situation in Slovakia, but when it comes to the Czech Republic, the legislative framework is good, and we can really use all those tools efficiently. We can use augmented reality, mixed reality. Unfortunately, we couldn't zoom it one-to-one, but we believe that VR is good for a developer when you need to have the investor freaking out from excitement and sign the contract. That's funny. But for our reality and needs, we need augmented reality. This is an international project without drawings. We are very happy for this trend, and we would like to promote it and really roll it out both in Slovakia and the Czech Republic, because we think this is the future, and we kept the time, and that's great.